Hey, welcome back. Now we are at our fifth movie, and while I'm uploading the third one of the system model, our last one, the fourth one, was about trying to code the workflow, and we tried to trace the elements, but we only managed to restart it with this. And now our fifth, we will find the right way to trace. What I was doing was fumbling around in the dark, as like any newbie. Okay, we call out a workflow editor. In this case, is the price list setup, and we didn't know where to proceed next. How do I really understand how this is configured in the application dictionary? So here is the secret of all secrets. Anything that appears in the menu, you go to the menu, right? Remember, your price list was in the menu, you call it up. Here you are. Price list setup exactly looks like a workflow. Click on it. Here it is. This is how it's defined metadata. Click on the workflow. You see that it's in the form of a window tab, window master detail. Anything that's in the window master detail, you can call it up here, but you can't drill through because it is not a window. Okay, if it's a window, you could drill straight into the window, set up ASP module in this case. Okay, but instead it calls up another form of window, but it is under the workflow, so do not worry. Since you know it's called a workflow window, click on the window, launch the window framework, and say workflow. When you call it up, you notice there are tabs defined here: workflow node parameter, block, transition condition, and so forth. And if you look at the real workflow, it's the same association. Right? So we are at the right spot. That means when we are coding, we will have to code a window that is with the data that is a workflow and respective models to create metadata for a workflow. Let's get started and begin to code it. All right, and here's what we do. So first thing, as we know that it is a window of a workflow, you would want to know what is this first table model. So you go to the window tab field that defines the workflow. You go to the first tab, you call it out, and you see that it is AD workflow. So AD workflow, it will be AD workflow model, but most likely it is. I'm just doing this on the fly, so if you would mouse over, see whether the system detects it. Yes, here it is. So you click on it, right? Then you mouse over, call up the model from the core. You see that it's calling X class, and this AD workflow corresponds to AD workflow. Then you are on the right track. Proceed. Okay. So we're going to create a new model. So you call it new. If it's a new model, you will call it then the workflow. This is the standard code. 0. And now for transaction, this will create a new workflow. But perhaps that workflow has existed before, so you got to check workflow to see if it really existed, and this is done by our own ORM, object relationship model. We do not use Hibernate. This is something created by the community some years back during the AdMPF fork, and this is how you do it. I've been doing it for years, so I basically memorize them, and what you're looking for is the column name which is whether it is the same, let's call it the name, plus you want to pass in a parameter, whether there's a, yeah, there's a transaction, no, it's a transaction name, so transaction name, all right. Here you are, get it there, and dot set parameters. It's not getting its properties because you have not imported it. Mouse over the query, import or compare model query, and then control space, you get these parameters, and you want to capture from the type blah blah blah. So from the model, let's see, where is the model, PO get ID, da, da, da. Yes, registered it, set transaction name, event, PO, model PO, where is this model PO, let's say, PO is been set, and the model PO, let me just pass a blank here. Right, I pass a blank here. Let's just shut it up, save it, because I want to, okay, find out where it's coming from. Here it's been passed there, so what your one thing is the model PO get name. Oops, it's not getting its name. And yes, I did not put name in there. Actually, I only put something called the workflow generation ID, and I think I have a workflow model. Yes, yeah, I have a workflow model, but I want it to be a string, so I can look under the other work I've done. Okay, let me close the others. Yes, I've done it in the other doc event, where you see that if I were to create master detail, I do all this splitting, so that I want to split in, and I'll show you how I'm doing it, and then I'll end this tutorial and work out the other code. So what I'll do is that I create a string. So here's my script that I'm going to pull out from the model PO dot get workflow model, and this is actually going to happen here. Okay, actually I'm going to split them, right, with commas. It means I'm going to have various workflow elements. So I'll say workflow elements, and it will be an array. Okay, so then we'll iterate through the elements and begin to create each one a workflow, and then begin to join them together through the nodes, and as you see here, begin to form all these tabs will be created, and I'm going to log off now and show you after I've got some of the basic code. It will probably take me 30 minutes to an hour, and we'll get back and continue.